Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and you are you. Today is Wednesday, aka Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. I had to check my calendar. So, anyway, let's jump into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in 1531, Henry VIII recognized as supreme head of church in England by the Convocation of Canterbury. The Church of England history. So, like yesterday, we spoke about. I'm not sure if this was the same year, but his request to divorce his wife was denied by the papacy. So, like as I said yesterday and several other times before in the show, he's just he made his own church after imprisoning wives and executing wives and everything. He just wanted to divorce his wife. He just wanted a male heir, and now with I used to say, because it's the it's the chromosomes from the men that dictate if the baby is going to be a boy or a girl, but some recent discovery has suggested that the egg selects which sperm that goes into it. So it might actually be, the females after all, their biologics to dictate the biologics of, what grows inside them, which makes sense to me. Anyway, we're going to jump over to 1702. James II's daughter, Anne Stuart, became Queen of England, Scotland, and Ireland following the death of William III. Okay. Yeah. She's not the prettiest queen. Let's say that. We got the Siege of Jaffa, 1799. Napoleon Bonaparte's forces captured the city of Jaffa from the Ottoman Empire in Palestine after a 5-day siege. Wow, he was all the way over there too? Dang, Napoleon. We got the Perry Expedition, 1854. U.S. Commodore Matthew C. Perry's second trip to Japan. And look at that, the Japanese flag is all scrunched. It's normally like a rectangular thing, not a square. So, it's got all squished there. Susan B. Anthony addresses Congress. 1884, Susan B. Anthony addressed U.S. House of Judiciary Committee, arguing for an amendment to the U.S. Constitution granting women the right to vote. 16 years after legislators were first introduced a federal, 16 years after legislators first introduced a federal women's suffrage amendment. Okay, so they did it afterwards. I'm sorry, it's worded weird, and I am the historian. I'm supposed to know this, but I don't know everything. The way it's worded, it suggests that there might have been something in there already. And 16 years later, Susan B. Anthony. I don't know. I present that as a challenge to you, the viewer. What does this mean? Because it can be interpreted two different ways based off of its wording. Damn you, English language! You bastard! Amalgamation of 74 other languages. 1902, the first performance of Jean Sibelius's Second Symphony, his most popular, by the Helsinki Philharmonic Society. Alright, and he looks like a really serious man, but that collar is way up there. So... Kind of reminds me of the old Batman outfit when he has to turn to look, everything is straight, stiff, and all that stuff. We got the Culture Rule in 1917. U.S. Senate introduced the Culture Rule, requiring a 2/3 majority to end debate at the urging of Woodrow Wilson. All right. Well, what was the system we had prior to that? Because Woodrow Wilson is the piece of crap that I believe who brought in the IRS and the Federal Reserve and all that stuff. We got a contract of interest. 1930, baseball slugger Babe Ruth signed a 2-year contract for a then huge $160,000 with the New York Yankees. General manager Ed Barrow wrongly predicted, quote, "No one will ever be paid more than Ruth," end quote. Yeah, they would. In today's world, that the equivalence purchasing power, which we've done this the past couple of days, but you know what? Let's see here. 1930, 160,000. So let's see here. 1930. It'd be the equivalent of $2,866,299.40 today, which is more than the just under a million that we saw a contract he had reported yesterday about, but it's still pretty low. I don't know how much professional athletes get paid. My sports guy is at work today, so that's but yeah, no, like very very bad prediction there because that's a low bar now. Gonna move on up to 1934. Edwin Hubble photo showed as many galaxies as Milky Way has stars. Yep, and actually, here's something crazy. There are more stars in the Milky Way galaxy alone than there are grains of sand on Earth. Okay, and then there's vastly more than that galaxies, and every galaxy has all of those stars. So we are not alone, is what I'm saying. We are definitely not alone. We're going to move on up to a musical finale in 1953. Vernon Duke, Ogden Nash, and Sammy Cahan's musical revue, Two's Company, starring Betty Davis and choreographed by Jerome Robbins, closed at Alvin Theater, New York City, running after 90 performances. Sorry, this was worded weird. Running for, after 90 performances. That's a grammatical error right there. Anyway, 1958, William Faulkner said U.S. schools degenerated to become babysitters. Yeah, essentially they have been. They really are nothing more than babysitters with a curriculum. Especially in today's world, colleges are just crap. 1961, U.S. nuclear submarine Patrick Henry arrived at the Scottish naval base of Holy Loch from South Carolina in a record undersea journey of 66 days and 22 hours. Nice. 1961. So it was named after this guy, a American revolutionary and founding father, Patrick Henry. So the USS Patrick Henry. Nice. 1 year later, 1962, The Beatles with Pete West, BBC radio debut, a cover of Roy Orbison's Dream Baby, How Long Must I Dream, recorded the previous evening on stage at the Playhouse Theatre in Manchester. Alright. And the original drummer of The Beatles, Pete Best, is he still alive? Yes, he is. He's 81. So, got another historic event in 1964. Malcolm X resigned from the Nation of Islam. Yep. Because, that is a very violent religion. 1966, Casey Stengel was elected to the Hall of Fame. Alright. Judging by those glasses, I'm not sure if he even saw it. Sinatra snaps the fight of the century. Ooh. 1971, Joe Frazier ended Muhammad Ali's 31-fight winning streak at Madison Square Garden in New York City, retained heavyweight boxing title by unanimous points decision over 15 rounds in the fight of the century. And this guy, I believe, is that Frank Sinatra? Yeah. Sinatra is the focus of attention as he prepares to take his ringside shots and write the controversial Life magazine cover picture that this singer took. So that is Frank Sinatra's photo. Wow. Anyway, 1973, Eisenhower Tunnel, the world's highest and the U.S.'s longest, opened 60 kilometers west of Denver, Colorado. Huh. So it's the world's highest tunnel, and it's the longest tunnel in the U.S. Interesting. 1973 as well, Paul and Linda McCartney were fined 100 euros or pounds for growing cannabis. Ah, all right. The Beatles with their weed. Got a radio premiere here in 1978. The first ever radio episode of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams was transmitted on BBC Radio 4. All right. And what's the answer to the universe? 34 or something like that? I don't remember. 1980, 6 People's Choice Awards. Burt Reynolds and Jane Fonda won Motion Picture. And Alan Alda and Carol Burnett won Television. All right. Jane Fonda, calm down. You look like you're on drugs. What's with that look? She's staring into the soul of the camera. What's going on? Burt Reynolds, you're taking a suggestive photo there, Arr. Reminds me of yesterday's joke. Make room for Daddy. 1983, President Reagan first known use of term "evil empire" about the USSR in speech in Florida. Yeah. Well, it takes an evil empire to know one. So. Got some sports history. 1986, Martina Navratilova was the first tennis player to earn $10 million. Nice. Very nice. And then what's with this guy? Like 1986 as well. The Young Ones and Cliff Richard released new version of single "Living Doll" for comic relief charity. Okay. Got some more film and TV history. 1993, Katharine Hepburn released from the hospital after exhaustion. Yeah, acting really takes a toll on you. Ooh, here we go. 1994, the 20th People's Choice Awards. Tom Cruise and Julia Roberts won Dramatic Motion Picture. Tom Cruise and Julia Roberts. What movie did they show in? I just want to check that out here. And Tim Allen and Roseanne Arnold won in TV. Of course, Roseanne and Tim Allen with Home Improvements. Movie. No. Oh, wait, Tom Cruise? Okay. Oh, okay, that has to be Top Gun. Tom Cruise. I don't know why the name didn't ring a bell in my brain for whatever reason. Anyway, going to move on up to 1996. Fargo, directed and written by Joel and Ethan Coen, starring Frances McDormand, William H. Macy, and Steve Buscemi, released in the U.S. Steve Buscemi, you actually look better with long hair, bro. Like, keep it long. You actually look like a human being. But alright, cool. Got some more film and TV history. 1998, the Screen Actors Guild awarded Gloria Stewart, who played Old Rose in the movie Titanic, with their Founders Award. Nice. Very nice. And I don't think she's among us anymore, is she? Yeah, 2010. At the age of 100, though, she really did, die comfy and warm in her bed, I think. Did she? Just says that she died September 26, 2010. 1999, the Supreme Court of the United States upheld the murder convictions of Timothy McVeigh for the Oklahoma City bombing. Why can't I talk today? But, dang. So, yeah, good. That guy was a nut job. 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 with 239 people lost contact and vanished like a fart in the wind, prompting the most expensive search efforts in history and one of the most enduring aviation mysteries. Yeah, whatever happened to it? It disappeared. 2016, Turner Classic Movies showed several of Claire Trevor's films to honor the 106th anniversary of her birth. Alright. Would have been better at 105, but hey, at least it's better than 107. But that's a weird number, 106. You'd think they'd go, in quarters or in centuries, the centennial. Anyway, 2018, U.S. President Donald Trump authorized tariffs on steel and aluminum, excluding Canada and Mexico. Alright. We got another historic event, 2021. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said COVID-19 pandemic has had an extremely unfair effect on income and economic opportunities for women. Not just women, sweetheart. Everybody. I mean, look at me. I'm not going to get into the problems because then I might get canceled because, that's what the system likes to do. Anybody who speaks out against the actual oppression gets stuffed into a box. But you're not alone, Yellen. But stop sitting there, only talking about, females. We're all in this together. Stop being a separationist. 2022, Brandon announced the U.S. is banning Russian oil imports, with UK phasing out imports by the end of the year. I don't care. This guy's an idiot. I'm not going to get into all that. 2022 as well, reigning NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers agreed to remain with the Green Bay Packers in a reported 4-year, $200 million deal that would make him the highest paid player in NFL history. Wow. So here we go, $200 million versus just $2 million, with the Babe Ruth thing. But $200 million is the high end today. For NFL, at least. I don't know what things are in the NBA. But anyway, 2022, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky invoked Winston Churchill speaking virtually to the UK Parliament. We will not fail. We will fight till the end. Speaking virtually to the UK. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to look into that. Virtual Churchill. Virtual Churchill. 2020 Virtual Churchill Conference, but this was 2022. Virtual Churchill, Ukraine. I All right. Well, I'm gonna keep this as its own open tab over here. Um, anyway, before we move on to the Burst of Death's audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wished we had elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start dialogue in the comments section. Gonna jump on up into Burst, starting us off in 1286. We have John III, Duke of Brittany, died in 1341. Okay. And Anne Bonny, 1702, an Irish Caribbean pirate and lover of Calico Jack. Date of birth is approximate. Born in Kinsale, Ireland, died in 1782. Alright, so a female pirate. Nice. We got Carl Ferdinand von Graeff, 1787, was a German surgeon who helped create modern plastic immunologist. Born in Warsaw, Poland, died in 1840. Alright, so thank you for your contributions to the medical field and all that stuff. Awesome. Ignacy Lukasiewicz, 1822, Polish engineer, businessman, and inventor who built the first modern oil refinery and invented the kerosene lamp. Born in Zaduzinki, Melik, Austrian Empire. Died in 1882. Thank you as well, sir, for your invention. The kerosene lamp, oil refinery, and all that stuff. Without all of these contributions far ago in the past, we would not be, in the world we are today. We got to give, appreciation and, significance to all of these happenings and everything. Mr. Soen, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome. Well, we are now in bursts right now, up into 1841. We have Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. was a U.S. 59th Supreme Court Justice from 1902 through 32. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, died in 1935. And I think we might have talked about him recently, or I don't know, because, yeah, we did. I recognize, because I recognize the mustache, but I also recognize the collar. We were talking about the collars yesterday or the other day with Carrera.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Mr. Soen, do you want to take a couple articles here? We're up to 1910 in bursts.
Yeah. 1910. We have Claire Trevor, American actress. Marjorie Morningstar, born in New York City, New York.
New York City.
Mm-hmm. And in 1921, we have Alan Hale Jr., American actor. The Skipper.
Yeah.
Born in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, Skipper and Gilligan's Island.
Yes.
I never really, I used to watch that every now and then. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Can you take 1931, the first one? I'm going to look this up here really quick.
Sure.
John McPhee, he's an author, but of what?
1931, John McPhee, back to...
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about.
He invented back to. So anyone who has to... I'm joking.
Well, no, I was thinking, would that be Back to the Future? But it's not. It's just, he's just an author with a lot of credentials, but I don't think, I couldn't find anything involving this. That's weird. I've never seen that. Huh.
I'm gonna go to, 1937, Juvenal Harbarhama. Rwandan general, dictator, and president of Rwanda, 1973 to 1994, who was assassinated at the start of the Rwandan genocide. Born in Rwanda, Undani, Belgium, colonial empire. Ooh.
Wow,
He used
so
to be a
got
Belgian.
assassinated, and that was a start, I believe.
Yeah. Well, he was a dictator. So.
Yeah.
Death to tyrants.
Yep. Sic Semper Tyrannis. We got Jim Bouton, 1939, was a U.S. baseball pitcher, author, and broadcaster. New York Yankees MLB All-Star of 1968. Ball 4. Born in Newark, New Jersey. Died in 2019. Wow.
Yeah.
Johnny Ventura, 1940. Merengue and salsa bandleader. Patacon Piazzo. Pisao. And politician, mayor of Santiago from 1998 to 2002. Born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. All right. So he was like, okay, so he was a band leader, not a dancer, but he was still like, that's interesting. You know, you look
Yep.
in the backgrounds of some prominent political figures and everything, and like, you know, some served in military. You know, I don't remember who it was, but like Alice, I'm sure you know, but there was some professional wrestler who went on to become like
Jesse
mayor.
Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura. Anyway, we got Lynn Redgrave, 1943, British-U.S. actress, Gods and Monsters, Georgie girl, born in London, England, died in 2010. I wonder if her grave is red now. Like, that'd be an interesting thing to her tombstone, you know, is red grave. I don't know. Anyway, back to you, sir.
1945, we have Mickey Dolenz, American singer, The Monkees, I'm a Believer, and actor, circus boy, born in Los Angeles, California.
Is that the one like I'm a believer? Da, 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 da.
I think so.
All right. Let's see who else
Okay,
was born on the stage. Scrolling. There we go. Oh, this dude.
Okay, scroll. Oh, shit, that's good. Oh, 1977, we have James Vanderbeek, American actor, Dawson's Creek, born in Cheshire, Connecticut.
I love how his name has gone on to be like a placeholder thing, like you know, oh, what's his face? Like, you know, what's their name? You know, first name Vanderbeek, you know, or Vander name or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Also, 1988, we have Benny Blanco, American record producer, born in Western Virginia.
Huh. All right.
And 1989, we have Mi Xing, Chinese model, born in Shanghai, China.
All right.
And closing 1990, we have Petra Kvitova, Czech tennis player, Wimbledon, 2011 to 2014, born in Belovic, Czech Republic.
Ah. All right. Gonna move on up into deaths. Starting us off in 883, we have Abu Masur, or Ahmed Abu Ghaffar al-Bakani, was an Arabic astronomer, and he just died. All right. We also have William III in 1702, William of Orange, King of England, Scotland, and Ireland, 1689 through 1702, and Stadtholder died of pneumonia at 51. We spoke about this earlier at the top of the show here, and that's when what's her beak, Queen Anne became Queen of England after William III died. So. We also have Bill the Butcher, 1855, was a U.S. gang member, or an American gang member, U.S. gang member. New York City's Bowery Boys died of a gunshot wound at 33.
Yeah, to know more about him, watch The Gangs of New York.
I was just about to say that, the Gangs of New York, which I'm not sure if it's in the movies thing, like, but I'm gonna add it in there anyway.
He was he was a Democrat.
Ha! He was also a raging a-hole, so that makes sense.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
In 1869, we have Hector Bernajoff, French composer, Symphonie Fantastique, dies at 65. 1874, we have Miller Fillmore, 13th President of the United States, Whig Party, 1850 to 1853, dies at 74.
I wonder whatever happened to the Whig Party. Like, clearly they're not around anymore today, but like,
They too paid.
Like, what brings about the end of a political party? You know, like.
So, okay. Oh, also, 1889, we have John Ericsson, Swedish American inventor, screw propeller, rotating turret, dies at 85.
Wow.
Wait, rotating turret? You mean the?
Yeah, like it sounds like he was in maritime inventions. Because, you know, the propeller, of course, for boats, but like the turret, you know, could be used for tanks and for battleships and cruisers and all that stuff. But also, you know, they have turrets in planes too. So.
Okay.
Huh. Ooh.
Also, 1917, we have Ferdinand von Zeppelin, German, German general and inventor Richard Dirigibles, who founded the Zeppelin airship company, dies at 78.
Yep. The Zeppelin, lighter than air travel, or actually, would that be heavier than air travel? No, I don't know. There's too many terms. Anyway, we got Johannes van der Waals, Dutch physicist, Nobel 1910, liquid and gas states, died at the age of 85. All right, so he discovered refined that. I'm not sure exactly his contribution, but he got the Nobel Prize for liquid and gas states, in which recently we discovered there is a fourth state of matter. There's solid, liquid, gas, and then plasma.
I'm
So
about to say, don't tell me you about to say Black Lives Matter.
uh, no. Anyway, William
Okay.
Howard Taft, 27th U.S. President, Republican, 1909 through 13, and Chief Justice, died at the age of 72. He was also the fattest president we've ever had. Then,
Hey, don't say that. He will come back and eat you.
well, I'm all processed anyway. He'd probably choke on me. I don't know. Anyway, Howie Morenz, 1937, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame center for the Montreal Canadiens, three-time Stanley Cup winner, died of a heart attack at 34. Oh, that sucks. But anyway, back to you, good sir.
Okay, 1951, the Honeymoon Killers died in an electric chair.
Hold on, I think you went a little. Wait, 51. Oh no, there's one in 1942.
Okay, 1942, Jose Joao Capoblanca, Cuban chess world champion, 1921 to 27, dies of cerebral hemorrhage provoked by hypertension at 53. Oh, that's not a way to go.
Yeah, you don't want to stress your way to death. Just
Yeah.
well, he was a chess player. He's probably under way stress. That's extremely mentally taxing.
Yep.
So, but anyway, you're talking about the
So,
honeymoon killers,
yep. 1951, honeymoon killers die in electric chair.
So who were the honeymoon killers?
It don't say. It just says honeymoon killers.
All right,
Yep.
honeymoon killers. Um. Ah. Well, it's a hold on a second. True story. Let's see here. Um. The film was inspired by the true story of Raymond Fernandez and Martha Beck, the notorious Lonely Hearts Killers of the 1940s. So there's actually, but this is just talking about the actual movie. So I present this as another challenge to the audience. Find me the actual honeymoon killers article, not the book, not the movie, not the show, the actual events. So, and post it in the description, and then I will post it in the post it in the comment section, and then I will add it to the description. Anyway, uno mas, good sir.
Okay. And scrolling down.
It's a bit of a scroll.
1998, Ray Nitschke, American Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker, five-time NFL championship, Super Bowl 1976, 68, first team All-Pro, 1964, 66, Green Bay Packers, died of a heart attack at 61.
Wow. That's tragic. Oh, Joe DiMaggio died on this date in 1999. Rest in peace. A U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame center fielder, 13-time MLB All-Star, 9-time World Series, 3-time American League MVP, Major League Baseball record 56-game hitting streak. Wow. For the New York Yankees, died of lung cancer at 84, but at least he was up there in age. But that's a hell of a life, dude. Good old Joe DiMaggio. I remember that name. So... let's see, who else do we have? We have George Martin, 2016, was a British record producer for the Beatles, died at the age of 90. And then we got Max von Sydow, 2020, Swedish actor in Hawaii, Exorcist, Dune, and Game of Thrones, died at the age of 90. Well, he's in Game of Thrones, Dune. He's in a lot of things. Cool. And then I'm going to go with 2022. Tomas Boy was a Mexican football midfielder and manager, 52 caps, Tigres, UANL, 413 games. Died from a pulmonary thromboembolism at 70. What the hell? Like, that sounds tragic. What was... Let's check this out. A condition of which one or more arteries in the lungs become blocked by a blood clot. Oh, well, that sucks. And he was a footballer, so, jeez. But 70 years old, that's not bad, you know. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, which in itself includes... Sohan? You there?
Sohan TV on Twitch.
There you are. Alright. For your dose of passive and daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain,
12 Central,
and 1 p.m. Eastern time. For all of you and all of us, I am Alexander.
Sohan.
And you, of course, are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!